Hello and welcome back to another Springfield build, this time being Skinner's house. This is going to be quite large. I would definitely do this driveway a bit longer for yourselves, probably about 15 long. I've got it 11 long at the moment, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 wide. So I'm going to use my cyan blocks and I'm going to do it for the 7 wide, but I'm going to do it 5 high, which is quite tall for garages. It's just in this build because we need a balcony on the front and a step going up. It needs to be higher here. We will try and take the height out of it as we get to the roof, because it's going to be another challenge having a purple wall, sort of full blocks. So I'm using my quartz block and I'm just going to overlap it, stepping one out from the garage and just literally putting a border all the way around, and then we're going to dual layer that, so we'll do another row next to it, going all the way up. And I've just placed that one there, but actually there's no need to really. That's just to remind me that I need to come out one with my roof itself. So like I say, we're just going to dual layer these 2 columns. And now we're going to run this back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, I'm pretty sure it was, and we're going to take out 1, 2, 3 in the middle. And I'm just going to build up the inside too, so including the outside one, it will be 3 blocks in, and then we're going to leave a space of 1, 2, 3, 4. And I actually think I might take this up an extra layer where the window should be. And I'm using light blue glass blocks to create the windows. And then we're going to use white stained clay to make the door itself, and I'm going to take that up the 5 high, just trying to keep with the height and the size of the build as it is. I'm going to put light blue stained glass on the 4th block up, just to create like a door window, and then leave the bottom 2 spare just for the door to go in. So now we should be coming to the end of this side of the wall, and you'll notice there's 3 blocks, then 4 for the windows, and then 3 blocks again, 3 for the door, and 3 again, or 2 again, sorry. So we're going to dual layer this roof. The reason being is because it is a full block, and if we keep going up every stage, we're going to end up with a really tall roof, and it's going to overtake all the rest of the build. So what we're trying to do is really just sort of slow it down a bit, gradually go up instead. So we're going to do 2 on each side. I'm just going to drag the back of my garage to mix to the frame at the front. I'm not too worried about the side just yet, it's all about just getting that roof, starting to pull it across. So remembering to step in one on the purple wall on our first layer and then pulling it out one. So it's dual layer, and then we're going to go 1, 2 on the inside of that one again. And we'll be repeating this process on both sides continuously as we go up until we hit the middle, which will leave us 1 block. Now the awkward part with using like dual layers is sometimes you end up having to do like 1 row of 1, just to sort of space it out so your middle one isn't in the end 4 long. So we're just going to keep stepping up by 2 every time until we hit the middle. Really trying to take the height out of this building, because it has got to be so big. We're now trying to really pull it back down to size. So our last one there is going to be only a singular block, a bit annoying, but at the same time much rather that than end up with a really high roof. So guys, we've got to start thinking about putting the porch in. So we're going to dig behind 2 blocks behind the wall of the garage, and then come out 1 extra block, 2 extra blocks in total, and we're just going to pull it across so that we know that our balcony will line up. So I'm just going to drag this across. There's no real particular number to this until I work out where the windows and doors are going to go. So I'm going to place my first wall, and I'm just going to drag this back just to really close in the garage a little, just so I got a solid wall to work with as I drag back and forth. So we're going to make this balcony 4 wide, and the reason being is because we want to go 2 behind the front wall of the garage, but at the same time want to come out 2 in front, because as like now we've now got to build out this extra layer of roof. I'm not going to dual layer this part unless you prefer to. This is just purely me trying to work out my maths for it. So we're going to build up 3 high for now, and then we're going to leave a space of 3, and then we're going to place I think I'm going to end up doing 2 blocks, and then we're going to leave a space of 3 for the door, building up. Again, remembering to put in our 2 blocks. And then after them 2 blocks, we're going to leave a space of 3. And we know then that our little around the balcony, or whatever you call it, like the decking, can then stay there. That is where it's going to stop. So for the door, we're just going to put in purple wool, in the same as we would normally, just leaving a gap or 2 ready for a normal door, and then build it up a little bit more. Obviously we can't just go straight ahead and start building straight away, because we're trying to make sure that we pull it all together. So I got my fence. I'm just going to fence around from the 2 windows, and then stop in just in front of the door, so you should have a gap of 3 in the middle. I'm going to start building up our fence post, the extra 3, so we then hit this purple roof here. So 1, 2 and a third, and then we're going to drag this one across so we know that we hit the other balcony, the other fence posts. And we're just going to pull some of these top parts in, just so we know what sort of space we're working with once the roof is actually finished, because we don't want it to look dodgy as we look into it. I haven't really thought about doing an inside for this house, mainly because I don't know enough about it. I couldn't even find pictures of the back of the house or the side. So for me it's all about the outside. So we're going to use our light blue stained glass, and we're just going to do 3 rows up, 3 wide, and then we can start pulling across the wall across the top. So our door then will actually be 4 high. So we can just carry on dragging this across and making sure we put in our windows in the other side. Now I'm going to start knocking these out at the very sides, and I'm going to start putting the pink stain clay. We still put the trapdoors over the top, but it's a very, you can tell it's a very different colour in the pictures for the window shutters. So I just thought if we put the different blocks in, it isn't going to have no effect on the inside, because I'm not planning on doing the inside. So for me it just gives it that little bit more of a detail on it. And lining over the top with our trapdoors, just to give us that little feel in there. So we've still got to add an extra window onto the side, but we don't want to put on the extra balcony. So we're going to try and keep it at the same height. So we're going to build up to there. And now build it in, but this time using our pink blocks rather than wasting. And we're just going to pull it across, leaving the same gap of 3, and then the 2 to block it in. But on the second one we will use our pink clay again, and then leaving our gap of 3 by 3, we can now put in our light blue glass. So you can really start to see now that the size of this house, what we're really working with and what it's going to look like. So we're going to pull this the 1 extra out on all of this, just to really give it the conventional roof look. Now guys, some of this we will knock away to get that second floor in, but for now I'm just trying to pull it across, get a real feel in for the front of the house and see what we're working with. So we're going to start putting in this top layer. We're going to work our way back to where the wall actually meets, and we're just going to start putting it in as we go along, making room for 2 more windows. And I think we're going to end up doing it about 10 wide maybe. Really hard to judge at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry guys, give me a minute just to work out what I'm doing here. I just need a little bit of time to work out my space. Making sure we got our gaps are free and our 2 pillars on the end. But at the moment I'm more interested in making sure that I'm actually within the space that I want to be. So yeah, I'm just going to double up that layer here and double up on the other side as well. And we're just going to pull it across, start putting in our blue windows and just locking in the frame just to know that we're literally finished with this part. So we're going to chuck in our light blue glass. And wherever we put our pink clay we just chuck on our trapdoors, but there is none for the middle of these windows. So guys, I'm going to move that over 1 because I don't like the fact that the balcony doesn't line up with the very top, so I'm going to move it all over 1. So I'm going to knock away my shutters and then put over my quartz block after taking out the very edge. So basically I'm just going to move it all over 1. So I'm just going to take this one out, take these 3 out and put in my quartz block and then move over my clay. Basically, and I'm going to try and get my part 2 uploaded as well. It is already made, it's just a case of getting it uploaded in a good time so we can have this build finished today. So now we just got to take out another row of the glass on the other side just to really keep the size, because I want the 2 middle columns there. So I'm just going to put that in and obviously add an extra wall on the end once I take this out. So there you go guys, that's basically what I've done for the moment. I'm going to get straight back onto it now, get the part 2 uploaded. But yeah, you can see already the house where it's going and what it's going to look like. So anyway guys, thanks for watching and please join me for part 2. It won't be too long, about ½ hour to an hour. Thanks for watching guys.